it's over. The last one of the Marvel Netflix. I know it's not called Marvel Netflix, but yeah. So this is the last one. So yeah, I started watching this because I'm gonna do this thing because it's the last one. It doesn't really matter, and it is something that I can talk a bit more about. So I started rewatching this because of a new Disney Plus Marvel show, which was Daredevil Reborn, which I would like to point out is hilarious because I think I finished watching Daredevil Reborn not even into like season 2 of Daredevil, and I was watching it chronologically, so but I didn't know the most parts of it, so I was able to be there. But I then started watching, obviously, because I was like, I wanted to watch Daredevil. It was like, well, then I probably should watch the other Marvel Netflix. And I already told you in other videos that I watched a bit of I watched a bit of all of the season 1s, but not really any further. So besides certain moments in season 1 of Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones season 1, which I watched with my friend when they were sort of came out, and I was like, oh, this is really good on obviously Netflix when it was there. I didn't really watch much of it. So season 2 and 3, like these are, I didn't know. So I like this because it develops the character some more. It's really interesting, and the impact of the second season really feels here. But I don't think it's as good overall. So the reason why I don't think it's as good is mostly because of the villain. You have season 1 with the manipulative Kilgrave, who I think was a really good one. You have season 2, which I didn't. I think I've said I prefer Kilgrave because I like the idea of like someone who seemingly is indestructible might have some deeper psychological things that might be used. And I still do like the mum as the villain because it's really interesting. And then when you get to season 3, it's one of those, the game's unfair, superhero stuff, and like they don't try, etc., etc. Which is interesting, and I also like that because she has sort of like this person who's sort of been in season 1 and 2, this sort of like lawyery person who at a certain point it's like, oh, we are protecting someone who is this dangerous person, who I think is really interesting. I also like the fact that throughout season 1 and 2 you see sort of like some superheroes like taking these powers and that sort of turning them dark, and it's like, oh, we won't really see anyone, because he had the boyfriend of Jessica's friend in season 1, and I don't know, and the boyfriend again in season 2. I don't think he was in this one. I don't know. I think he died in season 2. But I like the fact that her friend in this one slowly goes that way, which is really interesting because there's a lot of stuff happening. She lost her radio series. I think not this season, in like an earlier season, and she also during this, which I was like, they won't do this, which is she lost her mum, which is like, oh, they went there. Because she was in there in season 1 and 2, and she wasn't a good person, but it was like a pivotal person who would cause conflict, and then she died. I think it is in an interesting way, but at a certain point they had to like reveal this, and it's really interesting, and she actually arrests her friend. That's why, like, I know the bigger villain is a sort of, like, serial killer, but having the friend turned evil that has been on sort of like the sort of like Jessica Science through the first 2 seasons, I think that is one of the best sort of villain that I like overall. But yeah, I think this is really good, and this is the end of like the Marvel Netflix stuff because they didn't do anymore. At least I don't think so. There was other stuff. I don't know if it's like, I know there's technically Cloak and Dagger, but I don't know if that was more on Netflix or something else. Because that was roughly around about the time as this. You also have Avengers Agent Agent Avengers or something like that. Which I also was trying to watch a bit. But I don't think that's connected to this. Well, it's somewhat it is, but like not the Netflix. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, Ryan Trahand. But yeah, I hope you enjoy and good night.